So we have some new details on the new Jedi Order movie starring Daisy Ridley as Rey Skywalker, thanks to a new interview with Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy on CNN. The Academy Award-winning director of the more recent Miss Marvel TV show, which I absolutely enjoyed, had some things to say about the new movie, and you guessed it, some people aren't taking this with grace.
I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
So, some people in the gallery have voiced dissent on this quote, listing the many women in Star Wars. And as per usual, they lost the plot. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy is going to be the first woman and first POC to direct a Star Wars film. And that's exactly what she means by this quote. What makes this important is that for all of the women in Star Wars that have had a galactic impact on the story, none of them in the movies have been written by or directed by women. And speaking to a lot of fans and friends, that is hugely important for getting authentic character development. Just like how I don't like a white person writing for the Asian experience, I can imagine it's problematic for a man to write for a female experience. More moderate voices, of course, are also raising concern because they believe this comment is foreshadowing a very political, feminist agenda within the movie. They go on to say, oh, we don't care if it's a man or a woman directing the movie, we just want it devoid of all politics and agendas. And I'm sorry to say that Star Wars has always been political. We've been saying this for a long time. An allegory of and an escape from the real world does not mean that it does not reflect the real world or contain satire of it. It's no secret that George Lucas's vision of the original trilogy, as it pertains to the Empire and the Rebels, was a commentary on the Vietnam War, with the US being the Empire. But these comments and concerns are a sign of something more troubling. Out of all the details we have of this film, 15 years out from the rise of Skywalker, post-war, post-First Order, Jedi are in disarray, Rey is trying to rebuild an order from the books and her promise to Luke, and it's going to focus on the spirit of what Luke represents to her. We're latching on to these comments to draw out concern. And I think as Star Wars fans, we need to stop seeking out problems where there are none. We need to stop creating concern out of nothing. We need to stop looking for trouble. Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy is an award-winning director, and she is speaking on her hopes for the movie. And she's absolutely right. It's about time we had a woman direct a Star Wars movie. There's absolutely nothing controversial about that take, and I find it disturbing that some people think it's so. It's almost as if these people read that quote and heard, "It's about time we destroyed men." Does Sharmeen hate men? Absolutely not. If you watch the rest of the interview, she's asked about the hero's journey and the heroes she's been fortunate to film, and here's what she had to say.
And one of them is Gule Khandana, who runs a school for young women and who has stood up to loud voices that clamored during the attack in Pakistan on schools a few years ago. She has the most incredible story because her husband is her partner and her champion. And it's so important to have male champions in your life who sort of help you when there are difficult times.
It's important to have male champions in your life who help you when there are difficult times. So you see, her comments about being a woman in film are very personal to her aspirations as a filmmaker, and her ambitions for other women in film. And y'all need to start championing that. There are too many of you out there crying, "Wake up!" all while fervently rejecting woke things. So what do you want? You want us to wake up, or do you want us to stay asleep? There's a lot to look forward to in the new movies. A biblical epic on the origins of the Force in Dawn of the Jedi, a culmination of The Mandalorian and Ahsoka in Dave Filoni's film, and New Jedi Order's critique on the Jedi and what they represent in the contemporary setting, and how Luke's sacrifice and teaching will drive how Rey rebuilds. When we're focused on comments that a director makes that is very personal to her and the project that has nothing to do with the film, we're getting lost in the weeds, because what she said is a very personal declaration of aspiration and ambition, and has nothing to do with the story that's being told. The only thing that she did say that was indicative of the film is that we're creating something very special. And that's all Star Wars is for anyone at any given time. If you just train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose, your nostalgia, your glupshidos, your expectations, any story decision that has happened in your headcanon, maybe you'll get something very special.